What's up guys, Kowalski here from Templar Order Airsoft, and today I'm going to show you how to install the Redline air stock onto a KWA body. When you first get the air stock in the package, it obviously comes with the air stock. You have this this buffer adapter for the air tank, and then you have two sets of screws. This set right here, which is the black and the small silver nut, is for non-VFC bodies, which is what we're going to use since I have a KWA. And then the other set here is for VFC bodies, it's a lot easier to install. There's not as much of the modification needed, and I'll go through those steps with you in a second. So I can just put these away since I will not be needing them. So when you first get it, you can have where the tank sits. You're going to take the small bolt here, and you're going to put it into the offset screw hole and just tighten it down. And then basically you can take this and set it aside. You won't really need it for right now. Along with the air stock, don't need that too much, and just keep watch of where this bolt is placed. Now, for the modification of a KWA or just non-VFC body, you're gonna have to remove part of where the buffer sits. You can notice that this has been cut. I cut it down, not exactly the specs. I think Redline wants you to do it to, I think it's 3/16 of an inch is what VFC has theirs at. I just did this by eye, and what you basically want to do is make sure that whatever sticks out from the body does not go past the sling plate from the air stock. As long as it doesn't do that, you'll be good to go. I did have to grind down the edges and cut in on the corners a little bit to get it to fit. For whatever reason, the KWA post here is a little bit thicker than what the sling plate is, and I figured why modify the sling plate when I can just do the body when it's probably going to be upgraded in the near future. You set those two aside. Now, if you guys have not opened up your Fusion engine at all and don't know how to route a 90-degree fitting, I suggest looking at my video that's in the comments below on the Redline Plate Connect. There I will tear down the Fusion engine and show you how to install a 90-degree fitting. So just to fast forward here, here's a Fusion engine with the 90-degree fitting inside, and then this hose came with a kit. This is going to go back to the regulator from the Fusion engine, and I also, what you're going to have to do for this is run the data line down through the pistol grip. If anybody has questions now, yes, it does fit. If you've seen people do it, it fits pretty nicely. You don't have to worry about anything getting squished. So there you have it. So basically what we can do now is we're going to, hold on. Another thing for non-VFC bodies is you're going to have to modify the back of the Fusion engine like so. You can see it's drilled in a little bit with a 1/2 inch drill bit. You're going to have to just drill it in a little bit so it gets a nice little edge. This basically, when it goes back into the body, the screw is going to stick out, and so this needs to be, you can drill it so this will be, when the head is inside of it, can be flush. Otherwise, you're going to get misalignment from your Fusion engine, which is going to lead to either not fully fitting inside your body, or it's going to lead to extreme wear and tear on your nozzle as it's in the hop-up. Okay, so from here, guys, we're going to install the air stock onto the body itself. Obviously, you're going to want to do this first before you put your Fusion engine in. It makes things a whole lot easier. So what you're going to do is you're going to line up the sling plate with the back of the body, and you're going to take the tank insert here, and you're just kind of going to have to hold it, unless you have somebody to help you. You're kind of just going to have to hold it together with your hand and get that other screw inside so it lines up. Just give me a second here. Okay, so like so, screw is now inside, where you would usually have a screw come in to connect it to either your Fusion engine or your standard AEG, your buffer screw that will go in there. So this is completely backwards from what you guys are used to. Don't worry, it all works, it fits. You still have tension on the FE from your body pins and whatnot. So go ahead and just align everything properly, make sure it's centered, and then you can just completely tighten down that screw. Okay, now the important part, once you have this installed all the way, is you want to take the tank that you have. Now, it is to note, in case anybody didn't know this, you can only use the Ninja 13CU tanks that have the Pro SLP regulator. If you use if you use a regular SLP regulator, it will not work. It'll probably blow the lines too. So the Pro SLP is what is recommended by Redline. So you can go ahead and start to screw this on just to test for fitment. You want to make sure that this nozzle, the fill nozzle right here, does not come in contact with the metal bars. So obviously you can see that it's not going to do that, which is exactly what we want. And there you go, it's nice and tight. So we can go ahead and take this back off, because now we're just going to hook up the air lines. So the air line that's already attached to the stock right here is going to go into where the bottle would sit. So all they are is just push fittings. You can go ahead and tighten them up, by pushing them in. You can take a small wrench and push in if you want. Just be careful not to rip a line. I've done it many times with no issues. So once you have the first line in place, we can go ahead and start to install the fusion engine. Get that piece back on there. Okay. So what you want to do is, there is a hole where usually your wire would go back through for your FCU. What you're going to do is you're going to take the tubing that's for the air supply, and run it underneath there, and at the same time run your data line where the pistol grip would go. Kind of just make its way in there. No need to rush, don't want to break anything. Alright. It's going to fit just like that. So now what you want to do, or at least what I like to do, is I'm going to put some body pins in here so this thing doesn't move around that much. And if you don't drill your hole in the back of the fusion engine deep enough, you will know, because it won't fit. You'll try to put your body pin in, and it's just going to be off by like a hair. So make sure it's deep enough. You can always take more off. Okay. So once you have that in, it's looking pretty good already. Well, now what you can do is take the line that comes out of the fusion engine. We're going to take that, and there's another push fitting on the other side of the regulator. You can go ahead and attach that in there, like so. It's nice and tight. That's pretty much it for the air supply. Now what you can basically do is, if you want, you can put the tank back on just to make sure everything lines up. The one thing I find kind of annoying is you will have to push down the air lines in order for the fill nozzle to pass them. I'm not really sure if there's any other way to get out of the way of that. So what you can do from here is obviously just install your pistol grip, feed the wire through for your FCU, screw this back down, and just for the purposes of this video, I'm not going to completely put the FCU in here, just to save some time. But basically, once you have this, your air stock is good to go. You can make minor adjustments on just realigning the sling plate a little bit if it's a little off center, you think, but everything looks pretty good. I have to tell you, the gun is really comfortable when shouldering. It's kind of like when you have your stock and it's two positions from the fully extended. It's not that bad. It's really comfortable. So there you have it. If you have any questions, post in the comments. Make sure to check out our Facebook page, and I will also put links to where I bought all these parts, thanks to our sponsor, Amped Airsoft, as well as also a shout out to Redline Airsoft for this awesome product. Till again, see you guys in the field.